So I just wanted to show this new setup. I already made the video with the ACL and 4-speed motor. Just some basic introduction video. But now I got this new battery. I already had one of these, but it had broken D-tap input from the factory. We don't know what was wrong with it, but it didn't cut any power out from the D-tap, so I couldn't use it. So I used this, you remember the large one, they were like 142 watt hour mini V-lock batteries, so about this size. Super heavy duty ones. You can shoot the whole day with one of these 50 watt hour batteries. So now I have the nice and small little 50 watt hour battery here. So this is, and these are very lightweight too. And because they have the USB charging here, you can see the USB-C there. I can just keep this power cable attached at all time because I don't use these ones with LED lights. I use this one only with the camera. So I can just keep this power cable attached here. So the benefit of that is because I don't want to remove this, because I just get this built up. But sometimes when the battery is new, so the D-tap connector on the battery side, it has kind of tight fitting on the connector holes. So when you install these D-tap cables, it sometimes can happen that the pins from the connector, cable side connector, detach and get jammed in, so it rips off the connector pin and it gets stuck inside the battery side connector. So it happened on one of my cables with the bigger batteries, so I don't want to risk these cables because this is the last one I have at the moment. I ordered more of them, but at the moment I need this one cable, so I don't want to take small risk to take this out. But I can charge this with USB-C, so I don't ever need to get this out unless I make a new cable for it. Some better cable. This is pretty good already. I can use this with Kinora and with this. I only have one of these mounting plates, and you can see I have this block here which happened to be, this is actually for atom counters, but it happened to be a correct sized hole, so I can get the long M4 screw and bolt it down here, because my handle design didn't have the correct hole spacing for this plate, so only the front hole is attached with the proper 1/4 inch camera screw, and the back hole is attached with this long bolt system. But it's perfectly fine unless I need to move this plate back and forth between cameras all the time, so I ordered more of these, and we'll keep this with the ACL because this battery is pretty small and lightweight, so it's perfectly fine to be on the handle actually, balance wise. So it's possible for, I think it's company's Inverse Cinematics, they have these ACL specific C plates which attach here with 2 bolts, so you could mount a V-lock battery here too. but I don't. They are very good. The pricing is very good. They are affordable and they are good, but they need to be ordered from the States and the shipping costs a lot. So I don't have those at the moment, and I have my own designed handle, so I can just keep the battery here for now for the tests. And talking about handheld, because none of my motors except the very first model is only one piece was made, and then I moved to the external motor designs which don't need anything inside the camera base. So I have just this empty original camera base, but there's nothing inside. I just took the original electronics out, so I can freely bolt anything here. So I just bolted this rosette here, drilled some holes and bolted it here, and then attached the handle. And I can orient it for handheld. It is difficult with my hand, so but here. So it's pretty cool. And one can do all kinds of stuff like this when don't need to worry about the original electronics inside this base. Original cameras have all kinds of stuff inside this base which limits what you can do with it, and they have the original handle system mounts here. But because my motors don't need the base can be empty. It's basically just a block of metal, so you can bolt anything there or take it completely out and replace it with something. Or if you just don't need it, then you can shoot without the base. Just block the cable connector holes or the camera body with some tape or something. So there's much more versatility. It's done like this. So this is 400 feet magazine. This would be super compact with 200 feet magazine, but I don't have those, so I only have this one 400 feet magazine. And then I have this very cheap Chinese 8mm. I think it's 8mm, should be less. So it's pretty wide angle and good for handheld. I don't have matchbox system for this at the moment, but that could be arranged if needed. I don't need it for these particular tests because I'm shooting the controlled situation. So this NPR finder is a tiny bit too long for handheld use, but it's usable. Still your shoulder locates around here. So it's a bit front heavy, but not too much because this is not heavy at all. Actually, could be lighter weight with lighter weight handle and magazine, but this is pretty okay already. I think I will make different kind of engine knobs. So this is good design for Kinor, but some ACLs like my camera body need tiny bit too much force to inch with this knob, so I will make some other kind of design. Or use the whole design which doesn't have this round part. This round part is cut away, and then there's, you can see the grooves there, so you can get a tiny bit better grip with those. Otherwise this is pretty neat, and the battery system is very creative, and you can shoot pretty much the whole day with this. delicious. If shooting shorter amounts of film, then at least 2 days, I think. And this handle system is great, and because if you use my motors, then they don't need the original base. You can take the electronics out and either keep the original electronics out from the base and keep them for spare parts for other cameras or sell them, and then use the base for anything, like doing this if you want. And you can get pretty good C-mount lenses for pretty cheap. And I am probably going to use Sweetars a lot with this, and then this 8mm and some lighter weight zooms and such, and maybe V4 lenses even, if having some kind of off-road system to support them. Yeah. It should be pretty okay sound level even. I can make another, you can hear it resonating with the table. Normally it's like this. I will make another video. Someone asked about the exact sound levels of the motor, but the motor is, you can, if you take this out of the camera, you can basically hear it running. If you have any kind of, if it's completely silent room, then maybe you can hear some tiny bit of whirring when this runs on its own. But if you, yeah, so it's pretty pointless to measure the sound level of these because it's very close to zero actually, and all the sound is generated by the camera body, and especially the magazine. The magazines are always noisier than the camera body itself. So, but I can measure the sound levels anyway. But it will be specific to this particular camera body, which is not that low noise actually. There's more silent ACL bodies than this. But we'll make another video because it was asked for. But this handheld setup is neat still. And I highly recommend these mini V-lock batteries for powering stuff, because on normal V-locks you just have the padding inside the battery, so it's basically empty. That space inside the battery. The cells are this sized anyway, and just the body is larger with some foam inside to protect from rough handling, but these are actually cheaper too than the normal V-locks. And they're lightweight and small. Per 50 watt-hours is pretty optimal for this type of use. Yeah, but I will make some tiny video about the sound level of the camera, because it was asked for.